So are we okay? The recording has started. So let me just ask you before we move on to Figma now that how far about the wireframe? Has anybody done with his or her own? Even if you are not done, maybe you are lazy, you know you've done something that maybe you've gone beyond the half of the page that you want to design. You can just signify so that I can have a quick look at it before we start the class. Okay, you're done. Okay, I'm going to go to your file now. Right, I have everybody file. I don't know where I keep it again. Okay, yeah, good. So Adejoke, um, okay, let me share my screen so that everybody can see my screen. Yes, yes, you're welcome. Okay, it's loading. Yeah, this is what I'm doing now. Hey, you did not get the thing right. You didn't get the question right. I said that what I'm doing on my own end, right? Me, I'm doing it for it to combo. That's just like a comment that says use car. Try to do the same thing too, or even not the same thing, but try to do similar thing to another business. So your own business may be a company that sells food, or it might be with maybe a company that sells home appliances. It could even be with maybe anything actually, anything really. So, but it's still okay that you are still doing with me because sometimes maybe to to come up with idea by yourself may not be something easy. So just um, one place to start. This is okay to be honest. So one thing is that when you added me to this file, you didn't added me as an editor. If this file is not even a project file, so go and create a project file. That project file, add me as an editor, so that I can be able to edit, right? So that I can be able to edit what you are doing. If I want to do some editing, now I can't edit. You can see, say ask to edit. And if I should ask you to edit now, if you want to go on a share, to be asking you for money. That's what Figma will be doing because this is not a project file. So that's just it. But at least I give you that um, commendation of you trying to do something. You know, if you're doing something like this virtual online by yourself, it's not easy for you to keep up with it and be doing it. It's not easy. It's not really easy. And most of you have other thing you're doing. So sometimes it requires some energy. Okay. So who else again has done something from his or her end? Okay, before I go to Figma. Anybody else? Don't let me waste time because you have a lot of things to do today. So let's go to the Figma. We are going to start designing today. So the design, of course, is not going to be something that's going to be very complex and super creative just because of design is iterative. You understand what I mean? Design requires that you take something into consideration again and again and again and again before you actually get it right. Especially if it is something that is reward, it's going to fetch the company money. But for our own purpose now, we're just going to take a look at how we design reward projects, the process of doing it. It's still going to look good, okay, because I'm going to still put some time to decorate something, but it's not going to look ideal as like you give me to undo it for reward just because I want to move a bit fast. But I still want to show you process. That this is the single reason why people that sell courses on Udemy or anywhere, they don't show you most of this process. They just provide the wireframes. After the wireframe, some of them will not even provide you wireframe. They'll just say final design. They will have done the final design before. So you're going to be designing it. But I want to show you the process that make them or to make a designer design something. So this is it. So all of these are not may not it may not be perfect for now, but it will teach you a lot about the process. So what I want us to do now is like let's just start focusing on the visual aspect of it, where it's going to come to life, and we can be able to apply things like color, images to it. So what I want us to focus on is that if it's a reward project, as I keep on saying, the company or the brand will provide some assets for you to use. For example, the images, the color, the branding, the brand color, and all of those. Even sometimes some people will give you the fonts, the brand fonts, their typography that you're going to use. But in our own cases, since this is just a learning project, we are going to be the one that will do all of those by ourselves. That may be time consuming sometimes. So some things we are going to compromise. Maybe in this place we may not use different picture for all of them, just so that we can save time. I don't want this to be too long again. And this is what I was thinking about earlier today, that I don't want it to be too long like this in the master class. I want something like maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, that maybe video that I can actually put together so that you can watch easily and then you can be able to do what is there. If it's too much like 2 hours, sometimes for you to go back again over it will not be that easy. So what I want us to do now is I want us to generate color that we can use in this design. Okay. So let's see how we can do that. Now, when we are talking about color in design, especially in UI UX design, color is a complex aspect of this field, right? Because there are many things to it. There are color psychology that you have to have in mind or keep in mind before you even apply it on early elements. And it's not that crazy when you are designing a project and the brand give you the color to use. The color to use is going to be the color of the brand. It's that simple. But in some cases, the brand may not give you the color to use. So you have to be the one who will actually come up with the color to use. And for example, some brand will just give you black and white to use. They know that their color is black and white. Unless you are doing something like you are using maybe all this design trend that does not really use a lot of contrasted color. Using black and white is not enough on your interface. You may want to use color that is more colorful, that make the design pop. So in that case, you still have to come up with the design. So there's a lot about color. For us to apply color very well, we have to check out the color psychology, the color that will actually fit the brand fairly well, and some other elements that will determine the color that we're going to use. You may be asking the question that is this design going to be mostly for men, mostly for women? Is it for adults? Which region? All of those particularity about color. So it's something that is very complex that that one to even requires one class to teach on its own. And then when it comes to color, the way we use color in UI design is it has a step to it, because we have primary color, secondary color, tertiary color, we have accent color, we have semantic color, we have data and visualization color, and all of them. And so the way we use color is kind of like a process in UI design. But for now, though, I want to show you a tool that can help you to do something easily without even you having to brainstorm about this thing. Okay, but you have to know it. Okay, but for now, because we don't have the time, when you want to apply color, color is a science. People think that color is like an art. That yes, it's an art. Some people from birth they have eyes for color. They can choose the color that match together with a very good contrast. But most of us don't have it. I myself, I did not have it. Okay, so it's because of I've stayed long enough in the field, and I've seen a lot of designs, elements again and again and again, and how color is used. I've trained my eyes. But beyond that, I now know how to use color based on based on color wheels, based on science. So I use science to determine the color that go well together. And we have a lot of them. We have monochromatic, we have tetradic, um, we have which complementary, and a lot of them. But I don't want to go into that detail for now. So let's just use this particular tools to get color that we're going to use. Okay. So I'm going to go on to this website. Let me remove this one for now. Let's call it, this website is called Kulos, kulos.co. That's kulos.co. On this website, it can help you to generate color that you're going to use. You can see you can generate color palette for your design. Okay. So just click on start the generator, and then you're going to be taken to a place where you can generate color that fit well together. Okay. And there are more things that you can play around with here. You can see we have generate method. What I was talking about was monochromatic, analogous, complementary, tetradic, and so on and so forth. So if you know how this thing works now, you may just choose the one that you want. If you use monochromatic, it's just one color with different shades. Now, if you use analogous, we have color wheels. On the color wheels now, it will now be analogous. That is about 3 to 4 colors that are next to one another. And then we have complementary color that are facing each other. Okay. So, but for now, let's just focus on, let it be on auto. Okay. So let's see our design. Which color do we think is going to be best fitted for our design? When we are dealing with something like cars, dealing with cars or home surface, right? So it's okay that I use a nice color like red, use a nice color like orange or yellow. Okay, as you can see, this guy here, this is this is like red and yellow, orange and yellow combined together. You can see the same thing here. Let's see another example. This is not about car. Yeah, this one use this light green, but let's see, maybe we can make use of yellow already in our design. So let's go back to colors, and if you want to be generating the color, you just be pressing space bar on your keyboard, space bar like this. Okay, space bar. Yeah, we have a very nice combination here. It's okay. Should we go with this? I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe we can actually key this one. Come in. So if you want to key now, this one, you just press on this key, and then you can be pressing your space bar again. Okay, so you can continue. Yeah, I think this one is okay too. In fact, I prefer this one more than this. Maybe we can go with red. The base, I'm trying to figure out the base color now. In other words, primary color, that will be the one that will pop up in most of the design elements before that color are combined to it. So maybe you can go with red or yellow. Which one do you think that we can go with?
I think red. Red look
Red,
better.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go with the red.
Okay, then let me lock this one
Yes.
for me. Okay, this is red. I like this one too. This one too is a good one. So I lock this one. And
Please, sir, how are you making the colors to change, please?
you be pressing space bar, space button on your keyboard.
Okay, okay.
I don't want us to waste time on this one because you can waste a day on this if case not taken. I just want the base color. I myself I can figure out the way the rest is going to look like. So let me go with this one. I don't use this, to be honest, in real world this day. I don't use this again. But that time back in the day, yeah. You see, let me copy this color code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this our column container. I'm going to duplicate it from this grayscale. Then I'm going to use the color code here. So there we go. And yeah, I like this one too. Okay. This one is going to be our base color. This can be like a neutral color, right? Let's see. You can use this one too. Well, let me continue. Don't let me waste time. Let me just copy this one. And I'm going to put this one here. Of course, we are still going to. That's not what I want to copy. Of course, we can still add pure white and pure black in our design. Okay. Maybe we can use one as the background or something. So we can add white or black. That does not really matter for now. Okay. So let's go with this color for now. So the next thing that we need now, after the color, is the logo. So for logo now, I will not stress myself. I will just write the combo and play around with the order of the text. So let me zoom in. So let me just put this one to uh, let me flatten it. Let me flatten it like this. That will not work. Let me put outline stroke so that I can have it differently. So just to for branding purpose, I'm just going to press Shift and H to flip it horizontally like this. Okay. So let me make this one like this. Okay. And then maybe this one I can shift it like this. Okay. So then this one's going to have the color of our primary color. Then maybe this one like this, just to make sure that it's just like a logo. And I'm going to call the name brand logo. Okay, there we go. So next, I'm going to carry this brand logo. Before I continue, let me duplicate this wireframe just in case you need it. Maybe for you to showcase or to do case study and use it.
Sorry, sir. Well done, sir.
Okay, ma.
Yes, sir. Please, how do you make that K to be facing the other side, sir?
I just rotate it.
I
I flatten it. What do you say?
This Tokumbo is text, right?
It's text, but I flatten it. I use this outline stroke. If you use outline stroke, let me show you what will happen. If you use outline stroke,
Yes, sir.
all of these texts, they will not turn to vector base. We will not talk about vector base in this boot camp. That's when you edit it. They will not turn to vector base. But what that means is that they will turn to shape. All of them is not like a
Uh,
shape now. So when they are like a
yes, sir.
shape, you can click each of them one after the other and do something with them.
Okay.
So I click on this K, right?
Yes, sir.
And I press Shift H. You can also go to this place in rotation. You see we
Okay.
have flip horizontal to
Yes,
get
sir.
it. So that's what I did
Yes.
to you. So first of all, when you finish
Thank
typing, you right click and you go to outline stroke. So outline stroke will turn the text to a shape.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay. So we can see now we have a problem as far as contrast is concerned. We can see this white guys again. Okay. What we can do is just to make all the white text to be black. So this logo group, all of this white text into black like this. Okay. And I did not even I was supposed to have booted this thing before I continue. But that's not a problem. Let's continue. So this one should be I want to put this one to auto layout so that you can use all the content. Okay, good. And then this one's going to be at the center. Yeah, okay. Let me just I just want to be like this. Okay. So this button, you can see the way I'm doing things now. I'm copying code, copied all of these what's it called? This color one after the other. That's not the best thing to do. Okay. So all you can do is for us to make you can make this one to be a style. If you make it a style now, it will not be a global style that we can use in our design. Okay. I'm not going to go deep into how styling work and how we can make components, all of those things, because there are more things to it, there are more explanation to it. But for you to make something a style, this is what you can do. Just go to click on the color, no matter where. You can also click it here. It does not really matter. So just click on this color here and then go to this place. You see um for this four circle here. Apply style and variable. Just click on it. When you click on it, right? Click on this add button. So this add button is saying new style or variable. That's the plus button. So now we have the color. Now I don't want to make it a variable now. Let me just make it a style. Okay, so in the style now, I can then name it. We have a naming convention in Figma that I make it to be a style, and that style is going to be under a particular list. So here I can just say primary color, and then primary, all of them are color, of course. So primary and then red. So this primary red. I can even go further and say default because there's a naming convention and say state. I mean, I can say primary red and then default. The other one I can say primary red, background color, that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm just going to name it primary red like this. So we have created this style now. I think what I created is style. Primary red like this. Create new style. Okay. So we have it here now. In fact, I did it 2 times. Let me remove one. If you want to remove the color, you want to check the color that you have. Well, what you can do is just click out like this without selecting anything. Then go to this panel here. You will see variable styles and so on and so forth. So you can see we have some text style. I think it's from the thing that I copy, or maybe some other people copy something on this page. But the one that we have now is under the color style. We have primary, and we have two because I mistakenly created it 2 times. Let me click on this other one. I want to remove it. Let me click again. I want to remove it. Okay, right click on it and then go to the list. Okay. So now this color now, let me see what's the usefulness of it. Let me show you. So if I click on fill now, you can see under here we have primary. I don't know who added this Fortia, Iris, and so on and so forth. Maybe some people that design in their own file, and when they are submitting their assignments, the style is copied to this file. That's why. But on here is primary red. So if you have another color that is primary blue now, it will be under this primary because of we use forward slash. Let me just click on this red now. So this color now, if I want to now say, okay, oh, I don't like this color again, let's go and use red. Let's go and use yellow. If you change this color in one place, it's going to affect every other element like this. Let me show you that once again because so you can be able to see the power of Figma. This is why some other people use Figma actually. So this color here now, if I then feel like I want to use yellow now, everything will now be changed real time. Okay, you can see even the one in the logo is changing. Okay, so that's the reason why I want to use that color as a style now. Okay. So what I want to do next is let me just put this one back to primary red. Okay. So what I want us to do next is this one is okay, but let's see how it goes. What we can do is just to make this one like this. Okay. And then that nav, this nav, we bring it to the top like this. And then we give it a color of white. So that white, the opacity, let's make it to be maybe something like 80% like this. And then we add effect. So now we can use background blur. Let's just set it to 10 like this. So we have some blur in the background. And when we are adding images to this hero, it makes sense. Okay, let's take a look at what actually inspired us. You see, this is the way the car is structured. So I've been busy, to be honest, throughout the weekend. I've not been able to get good cars, but just about 1 hour before the class started, I browsed some cars so I can quickly import them here. See, I have some cars here that we can use. Some of them have not even had the time to remove their background. Okay. This is what I want to use. I'll remove the background of this one.
How did you do that, please?
What's that?
The background. How do you remove it?
I think I saw you that website before. It is a website that remove photo room. I used to remove it. So for example, I think I'm going to remove the background of this guy too. This car. So you can then go to photoroom.com. Where is it? Yeah. So let me refresh this page. Go to photoroom.com, choose background remover. If you check out our bootcamp document, you will see the link to this website. You just click on start from a photo, and then you'll be taken to your directory, your file manager, where you can choose which background or picture you want to remove. So open it. Then you can see the background is gone. So you can then download it now. Okay. Of course, you can use a plugin to do it in Figma. But most of those plugins, what they will do is that they will give you some credit for you to be using when you have when you finish using those plugin now. When you finish using those credits, the plugin will not work again. So that's why since then I always come to this website to just do it easily. And if you know how to use Photoshop, you can do it in Photoshop too. But this is very easy to use for you to use. Okay, so let's continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Let's continue. And you're welcome, by the way. Let's see how we can place this picture. To be honest, I'm kind of confused now. I don't know, maybe it will look good as it will not look good. But if it doesn't look good, we change the orientation. So first of all, let me crop it. It's too big now. And then I'm going to press K on my keyboard, scale it down. Okay. Yeah, since this one is facing this, you can just put this one here. Let me again scale it like this. Maybe we can deal with overflowing elements. Let me remove this white stuff. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to replace this one. And of course, this guy at the center, don't need it again. So I might want to use this picture at that time. Okay, all I want to do, I want to put this the color of this hero section to black, complete black, like this. Okay, maybe it's not too dark. Yeah, you can see as I was saying when we were filming that some things are going to look like the space is going to be too much. You see, this place is looking stranded, and we can add some design element to it that make it pop up. Okay, but before I do that, let me just change the color of this one to red. No, I can use the style now easily like this. Okay, yeah, and then the text on it, make it white. Okay, maybe this one, if you feel like it, you can add just something like this. This one is too much. Maybe a pixel like this, something very subtle. Okay, I can see. Maybe from this one, so we can give it a stroke too. Something very subtle. That's too much. Like 0.5. I feel like this is. Let me just turn this one off for now. Okay, and then this stroke, it's okay, but then it's too saturated. Let's just make the color to be 70 or even 50% opacity. Yeah, that's cool. So we can actually copy this one here. Is it here? Well, that's not really bad. If there's a need for us to change it later on, we'll change it. Okay. So this place you're looking a little bit stranded. Let's look at what we can do to them. I think this one, let's make this one feel like it's a ground. So I'm going to draw something like this. If it's going to work, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. I know myself that this thing, the way space is, the way the space is, the space from the wireframe is looking a lot scattered to some extent. But when we are designing, we can then using some design elements, just add some visually appealing stuff there. What I can do is now we have this ellipse like this. So what I can do is just to give it something like a background blur, just to make it feel like it's a ground somehow, or layer blur, not background but layer blur, something like this. Okay, then maybe I can increase this one a little bit, and I'm going to send it to the back like this. Maybe I can even change the color to this red. I don't know. This is looking crazy. Let's go with our white, but not with our white. Maybe something like this. Okay. What I'm going to do is let me try to do the same thing here. This place I don't like the fact that you know. Let me add now I'm showing you I'm doing this on purpose. So I'm showing you how to, you can use this to make your interface be more beautiful. So let me add effect here too. And that's going to be layer blur. So let me just blur it like a lot like this. Now send it to the back. You can see the opacity is too much. I'm going to reduce the color opacity. So you can just make it to be, you can give it another color so that it can look more interesting. Maybe something like blue or green. Sure. Right. And then first, you can even make it more beautiful by just using gradients in this particular space now. Okay. But the way you want to have it, it's not like maybe it's not like a rule. Understand? Just showing you I will do some of these things like this, just not to make the place look too stranded. So the linear, okay, yeah. We're working with red a bit. Let me just make this one to be red. Then the pass, then bring it down. Some of these things are even the one that's choosing it for me. Maybe if I want to design this, I might go with maybe something like light yellow or something. But I want it to be like I want you to feel like okay, this is like a real design, not like I'm breaking it for somewhere else. So it's a real time design. So I can imagine that what if you have something like maybe a background, like something like a background car that is showing from this hero, okay, that is showing like in the background. We can put something like reflecting a car in the background that we can also use to make it more appealing. But let me see if I can see something that will help on these images that I have here. Let me just choose for now. In fact, I'm going to see this place is not looking scattered now. No problem. So what I can do is let me just put this one here. All of this one. Let me put this one. Then we put them up. If you are designing your playground, which which is just like the place that you're doing your iteration, is going to look a bit scattered sometime. It's a normal thing. And after you are done, then you're going to copy to different page. It's going to look very clean. So it's not a thing that page is looking scattered. So let's see maybe this one will fit in. It fits in. Then I'm gonna copy it to this place, center, then send it backward. Ah, so what we can do is first just add the original color, that's black, and then make it like this. So we can change something like this. Okay. I don't want to look, yeah, maybe 90. So it's still looking somehow. I'm not very okay with it, but let's continue for now so that I don't waste more time. So what can we have as the euro head in here? Can you suggest anything that we can have as the euro heading? So by by a fairly you that I don't even know how to I don't even know what to type here now. Really neat. Anyway, so I'm going to make this one like this. This is 85. This is too much. So let's change this font now. But let's change this font. So all these fonts, I can change this one to let me go with DM Sans. This is color DM Sans, it's a good one. And I can make it medium. DM Sans. That's for the body text. And for this one, I can go with maybe something like um let's see epilogue. Oh, But if there's a need for us to change this font in the future, we change it. Let's just work with that. So you can see the line height is too little. Let me to 150 or 130% like this. Okay. So we can then have 60 points. We can then have like a description, something like that. Yeah. But even still, I'm not satisfied with this hero section. It's still looking somehow. Do you want to do this as final design of a reward project? But let's see what we have. Let's take a look at our wireframe again. Yeah. Mm, I'm coming. Let me see this card. I will just remove the background. You can see that's one thing about design. Design is all about iteration. Now, when you are iterating, if you have trained your eyes very well, you get it. You know what is good and what is not good. Let me see. Maybe this one will work. If it's going to work well, fine. If it's not, I'm going to remove it. I don't know. This one can work. Okay. It's a total of. Let's just have this one here for now. So we can then have little description. And even the way this thing is looking now, that is looking maybe not very good. If you are if we animate it, it will look very good. Though. The red cloud are sliding in. Let me just change this one to DM Sans. And then I'm going to make it like 20 pixel. Let me use that plugin. So Laura Ibsen, a sentence. That's too small. A paragraph, let's see. DM Sans. And then 150. System much, of course. So 20 is too much. Let's go with 18. It's too big. And something like this. Then we can actually make this one and this one, group them together and make it go up like this. Okay. Now again, you can go ahead and put some design element inside here, like you can draw shape and make. But I don't want to waste time with doing that. You can do something like using some design element that's going to make it look nice. But let's just leave on to what it is now, so that we don't waste time. Okay. So remember, in our wireframe, we want to have something that looks like this. That's what we have as wireframe. It's what we later have. Like, how would I even put that? Okay. So all we can do is, let me even make this one to come like this. Maybe three. Yeah. So we can give this one the primary color to make it a bit pop. Real unit. Maybe it can be both. All of them. Okay, let's continue for now. Okay. Maybe later if I tweak it more, it may come alive more than this. But for now, let's just go on with this one. It's not really that it's the best, but it's not too bad either. So we have it on all category, and this one is, let me change this one to capital letter and see if maybe it will look good. Yeah, honestly, it look good now. So we have it on all category. Okay, this one too is going to be here. So it depends. If you want to have, I mean, I like this one. It's not important, just to lay emphasis. Okay. And I think all of this one, they are now in auto layout. So I'm going to remove the auto layout now because with auto layout, I won't be able to move around and play around with elements. That's the problem. So let me just remove the auto layout now. To remove auto layout, Alt Shift and A. Alt Shift and A. So let's see what we have. In fact, I can even move it out and design it outside. The one I'm doing, bring it back. Let's see how we can style this to make it look really interesting. Maybe now we can use this picture. You see now, our design is kind of limited. Our design iteration is kind of limited to the picture that we have. But since we don't want to be wasting time doing some image search, let's just make do with what we have now. Okay, so I can call this one, and then I'm going to replace it there. Okay, because this is not sit down, and let's just have it for now. Uh, so this one is going to be a primary color. Because the way we use color in UX design or UI design is based on as 30, 30, 40, 20 rules, right? Almost forgot the rules. I don't follow the rules almost all the time. But the thing is that you want to use your primary color in most of your design elements. And then the secondary color is going to be helping the primary color. Okay. So in the primary color will not be the accent color, but accent color will mean button color, text color, link color, all those kind of things. So this one, we can make this one a bit big. Okay. Don't forget that we are using April lock as for the heading. Just add a bit life to it. And yeah, I don't know. How can we make this one a bit beautiful than this? First of all, let me add stroke. I think I'm using stroke on the other element too. Maybe black will be okay. Now I don't want to go and be using some design trends in UI design like neo brutalism. Suppose I want to use it, I can then be doing something that's going to make it looking like that's going to make it look like a neo brutalism. Just like the idea of you are making something look like old-fashioned style. It's good if you're designing like a fashion website that based on all these local attires. But I don't want to do that in this case now. Let's just work with doing it in this one is looking a bit like luxury now. Let's just work with that for now. What I want to do is let's make this one maybe total white. No, maybe we can use some shade of red. Okay, and then I don't even know what to add now. Let's just see what we can do to bring it back to make this card feel alive. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I put this onto white, total white, like this, and I send it to the far back, maybe we can make it to come alive. And of course, we may want to add some shadow to the car like this. So we have some shadow now. Let me even make it really black. See? And if you use this shadow, it will give us a very good effect. And if we know, let's go with 15. Something not very bad. Let's see what we have here. This one is still not a layout. I'm going to remove it for now. Alt Shift and A. Alt Shift and A like this. Alt Shift and A. Okay. Yeah. Look like this. So it's not bad, but then this section is total white. And using this white here does not give any time between this background and this card again. And we cannot even recognize that this is a card again. So we need to change, we need to change, we need to change maybe outline or the color of this. Let me give it an outline stroke now. Maybe that will make it, I don't want to go with something crazy. And one thing that you can use to do that is, of course, shadow effect. I wish I to do it. I don't want us to be having too much of shadow. It's good if it's good if you're having the shadow. You're having the shadow on inner elements or on over. When user is over like this, the shadow coming. But if it's not, if the user is not over, shadow can just be there. Okay. And suppose that I have the time now, I may go ahead and be integrating with this one and try different shape, but let's just go with this one. You will see this is going to be looking a very, very simple because of our time. But even though it's looking very simple, it's still going to look a bit nice. Okay, just because of we have a nice spacing, we have a nice color contrast, a nice font type, and that kind of thing. So what I can do is, so this is replace it with some text. Let me use the Laura Ibsen again. Maybe one sentence. Let's just say, let me write something nice now. So that we don't work with Laura Ibsen all the time. So sit down, beat them all. In this category, I don't know. Sit down, beat them all. Or let's just say, sit down, vehicles. No, for maximum. See, I'm not going to rack my brain for this one. Okay, maybe later. I use AI to come up with Nice text. So let me put this one to 130 like this. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to copy it. Let me even rename the frame. Let me call it. Now this is category part. Control C. This one and this one. And I paste it like this. So we can use this corner. No, within that one later so that we can continue with the others. So here we have two buttons of two different states. We can make this one like this, and then make this other one like this. So this one is a color that we are using now. So this one is a color that we are using now. I don't like this black on here. Be honest. This color, let me just add it here. Later, if we are doing our design system, we can then make it to be like our primary light. This one is just like light versions of the red color. You see? Okay. Um. Anyway, let me just make this one to be like this. I'm trying to create a state for them because if you are sliding, you are sliding. If you get to the last point, this one should be like not clickable again. You can't go to this particular side again. So you can only go here. That's what I'm trying to do. But let's just leave both of them to for white in white now. We don't waste too much of time here. So coming. Okay, you sense the car on the group chat. We take a look at those. These are not used car. Are they used car? When you're selling a new car, we are working with used car. These one are new cars. We are using kind of yeah. This one is looking like old car to some extent. Yeah, we can replace the car later, and we see what we can do to that one later. So let's continue. So what we have here, this one too, we can just give it stroke. I think we are dealing with. You can see in the here now that we are doing we are using one particular value all the time, and we are typing it. It's not ideal. It's not the best. We can take a look at using design token with variables, but that's not the outside the scope of this bootcamp. Variable is kind of another thing that we use to repeat the same thing when we're talking about the design system. Okay. This one is not going to be contact. Check out our trend records. Okay. We can make this one to be something like browse all or something like seal all. Depends. Okay. So make the card like that face up now. That face up. You can see that to make sense. I want to have, I don't think so. Let me even bring most of this card into my file because if I'm seeing, I can think of way to use them. No,
Sorry,
no.
sir. Sorry for the interruption, sir. Someone
Okay.
sent some pictures on the group chat. Maybe you can just check them out, sir.
Yes, I checked them out. I just saw it now. Um, they are good, to be honest. But I don't want to waste time with removing background now. And number two is that some of them are not looking like used cars. Did you get? A lot of them are used like new cars. That's one thing that you need to take into consideration. But
Okay, no problem, sir.
we use some of them. Just to get with. Let me just. Yeah. I have to save it from WhatsApp and then I'm naming it and then breaking it. I don't want to waste time doing that for now. Let's just have our elements. Let's have our layouts, the structure with colors and all those kind of things. Image is another thing. You take a look at image. The image is what you can even add by yourself. Okay. So check out our trending car. So let's see. Maybe here we can use this one too. It's going to make sense. And it's not even a must. That's a must. All the button must be in this red. It's not a must. In fact, this button, let me change it to something else. Maybe a later version of that particular thing. And then this one being black like this. Okay. Let me see the list of the card that this my guy sent. Yeah, this one is a nice one. Yeah, this one look like a used car. Or you see this particular one. With that, is this one new or not? Yeah, so one of them is like, let's see this one. Do you have anything like red? Red will make a good sense. Yeah, let's see this one. See fast. My combo. So I'll go back to our photo room. In fact, let me follow this one for now. I'll go back to our photo room. Yeah, I'm going to copy one of these cards over. Let's even see what give us this inspiration. You see, where do we even see this inspiration from? See what we have here now. See how it's totally different from what we are designing. Even though this is giving us like the inspiration now. Well, this thing actually, I'm not looking at this in the game I'm designing. Using my own experience, but it's kind of totally different now from what we have here. Yeah, yeah, and I like this treatment too. Whole idea of using this shadow here. Maybe I can even incorporate that in. But let's see how this one is going to look like. Let me look at. Let's see if it's not going to look good again with the car orientation or rotation. Then I can realign them. Let me just copy this one and then I'm going to replace it here. So let me just remove this one for now. And then I'm just using shortcut of sheets. I don't know why. I mean, I like I like it when my design is kind of overflowing. Let's see, maybe this one will make sense. Suppose I have time, I would have gone through this and check maybe you can have effects, and I'm going to do layer blow. This one's going to make sense. Let me just treat it again. Negative one.
And sorry, sir. Sir, please. My battery is very low, so I'll have to leave the class. But I promise to watch the recording after I charge my phone. There's no light in
Sure,
the area.
sure, no problem, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Ah, come on, this guy is not giving me the job that I want from it. Now it's not looking real, and I need it to look real. See, maybe because of the rotation or the flipping, still going to be the same. I'm looking for some car that look like this. Understand? Let me take a look at my own library of cars. All of these ones are pretty much the same. Actually, only one image. Come. Maybe it is because of this thing that I'm using. Let me maybe delete this one for now. Now I'm going to use the car itself as the shadow. But you can see this one is not what I want. I want a shadow that this is kind of a limitation that Figma wants. You can actually do this thing in CorelDRAW or in Photoshop very simply that you have a shadow that is going to be dropping down, not like the one that is going to be reflecting only from the object itself. I don't like this shadow. It's not giving me what I want. So let me use another car. This one is the same thing. The same thing. I think this one is a bit balanced, right? Something Let me just use this one for now. And then I'm going to drag it all over to this place. Slowly, just 1 minute. This one should do the job for us. I'm going to carry it directly to Figma. Yeah, this one should do the work for us. Let's see if we can have something like our drop shadow now. It's going to work fine. If it's not, I will delete it. Total black like this. And then layer blur. To be honest, it's not the best. But let's just work with this one first. So we can make it like it's kind of a bit of a flowing. Do we have any space? We don't have enough space here, but it's not a problem. Let's see how it looks like when we copy to that place. Yeah, so close. Not overflowing something short too. Okay. So we can put maybe some design elements, maybe some line at the background of this card just to make it a bit more alive. And then you can see this particular shadow is overflowing too. And I don't want that. So what I can do is I can just select this particular card now. This, this card. And I'm going to put it inside of another frame. Okay. So this frame, I will make it overflow. Okay. And then this car, this car now, I'll make it come to this place like this. It's like this frame is overflowing. I will remove this one. This is the frame that I want to make overflow. Okay. So this one stop here. Okay. But then the car is still overflowing. Um, let's see, maybe we can just draw maybe another frame inside here. Then the frames will go inside here. right? And then like this. Now send it to the back. Maybe this one too. I'm just looking for a way to make the car look. And then this one, flowing. No, not this one. This one. I'm going to give it like our normal regular stroke. So the stroke now is going to be, I think, have a piece is okay. And then we can something like this. Okay. What I actually want this one to be symbolizing here is the whole idea of using overflowing elements. Okay. So this frame here, the one that we have here, we can actually do something nicer to it by giving it some maybe gradient or background color that's going to be more like this. But for now, let's just keep on going. So I'm going to copy this one. Later, we can replace the images and then the name of this element. Okay. So it's not a must that this one, all of them are facing that side. Because when this one is facing that side now, so what is happening? This one is overflowing, it's going out of the frame or overall frame. Let's do something like this. Okay. But once we have something like this now, we need to now adjust it. Okay. So when you adjust it again, don't forget you have to rotate this one a little bit to adjust like what that particular element you need. And because of it need it, it make it look a bit creative too. Okay. So let's continue. One thing that you know do to this place is that when you are designing and you want to hand over to developer, you need to make one of your elements. Okay. You have to make one of your elements to be at the overstate. Overstate just means that when you start over on this button, what would happen to the button? What we can do in this case is that you can just give it a shadow. Now I like to do the overstate on the right elements. You can even make it a middle one. Does not really matter. You can give it a shadow. Something like this. Okay. This is 9. Just say put on to 18. 18 like this. And then it should be maybe something like 15. Oh, okay. So -10. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. So we have here. But let's see this color. What if you have our primary color there or some other color? How will it look like? What we have here is it's not really bad if you see it's not really bad. Okay. You can actually leave it like this. But I feel like it's going to be a lot saturated. My own opinion. But it's still okay. Yeah, still okay. So if you now want to use maybe pattern, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe after this class, I'm going to try to use some pattern as the background of this card. It's going to make it come to life. Okay, let's continue. So on over, then we can put this particular color. So that's this one on over. When you over on this one now, this color will come. When you over out, this might be what is going to be there. I can take a look at we will take a look at how to do that with Figma prototype. And now let's continue. Yeah, this one is going to be like, it's just like the orientation is going to change. So let me just copy this one over. And as you can see, the reason why we are wireframing now. So wireframing gives us a structure. We don't have to be doing a lot of changes again. Imagine you have to, if you have to design this one from your head now, of course, if you are good, depending on your own experiences, it's not going to be something that's going to be that difficult. But if you wireframe, it will just give you a structured way of doing it and it will go smoothly. So as we saw in this one will just go up. I know that will make sense. I want to see if I can do it with auto layout. Auto layout. Let me do something in nonsense, total nonsense. Let me just move it manually. So our shadow, bring our shadow here. Okay. Let me give this particular part to its own shadow. So you can look a bit real with our artificial shadow. Yeah. And to be honest, if you put elements in this particular red color, so more element like pattern, that will make it to come alive, to look very good. We can continue now. User interface is there, it's not hard actually. So again, I have to rotate this one to this, and then remove it a little bit. Yeah. So all this category, what it's doing is actually to just to show cars, show the trending cars that is complaint as at the moment to the user. Yeah. This okay. We can move on now. Because if you can design this like this from your own end, like the way I'm doing it, of course you can later make it a lot beautiful, more than this what we have here. But let's just leave it for now. So we have a section. This section has white background. This one white background. Let's make this section as other background, not only white. Let's use this color now. Maybe we can use this color as a background. So I'm going to use this color as a background. Or can I use this one? So let's make do with this one first and see what we see there. See what we have now. So what I'm going to do is all of this one now. We have white background. I'm not sure. Let's see what we have. So this one, black like this. Um, and then this one, and its description is going to be total white. Okay, this is why you choose to buy from us. And we are going to be using icons inside of this place. Don't forget. So what I want to do is we can put stroke. If we have one before. With that stroke, I'm going to choose this color. This is too much. Let's put it for one. Okay. Let me see maybe I can do some crazy style of this card. I'm going to copy this one. This is a frame, right? And frame. Send to the back. I'm going to just clip its contents on this. And I'm going to add overlay. So if it makes sense, keep it. If it's not, uh, let's use this guy. Okay, this one, this place. Design is a job of iteration. So you iterate till you get what you want. And it's not looking like a real nonsense, Abby. So let's see how we can make it beautiful. Let me even see. I don't want to go and be using this one for now because I will not even talk about it and it's going to confuse you. But what I can do is um the exposures of this car, let's see if you can have something. Mm, I think the problem is coming from the car itself. The car itself is kind of it's too bright. So the lighting is too bright. Let's work with this one for now. Let's work with the hierarchy, the layout. Later maybe we can make it more beautiful. But let me remove this guy for now so that we can see this place. You don't have a lot to do here. Let's see, you can get a car icon. Good iconify hybrid to get icons. Car. Let's take a look at this one. So I quickly put it into auto layout. So you can see this one will be hard to follow. What I'm doing here will be hard to follow. You must not follow the same step that I'm following here to do it. The white color. I want the white color. Okay. So this white color, I'm going to change it to black. And I'm going to remove this guy from here for now. So this one is a group. It has group frame. I'm going to change it to reframe, and I'm going to make it be at the center. Okay, this one is too big. Let me just make it very small like this, and then this one to be at the center. Let me rename it so that I can know what I'm clicking. This is car icon, right? So let me see this one, go to white, and then let me give it stroke 2. And let me take a look at what we have here. What is giving us the inspiration? So we have here. Okay. So you can see this one is the overstate. This one is the overstate here. That's why this one is color change. What we are going to do in our own case is this is not completely centered. Okay, I see what problem is. So I will group them and I'll group them again. And it should be fine. Okay, so let's move it like this. So I want us to do. You know, we have a flowing element here. I can have the same here too. What if you have this color, this black color, the primary color? And as you can see now, it's like we're using one color. Black color. Oh, oh. I don't know why. I'm not satisfied with that black color. It's too kind of black. And then I'm not satisfied with. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this one to be stroke. The stroke is too much. That's the problem. So this one too. Stroke. This guy too. Stroke. So this stroke is too much. Let's give it to 1. And as you can see, this one I can be able to figure out this problem because of yeah. So this foot, this one cannot be stroke. Okay. I think now if you use bed, it should be looking good. Let's see. Ah, well, mm, this one look a lot simple, but this one is kind of it's looking too crazy here. What I can do is I just leave it for now like that. So in this case, we have more space, so we can make this one to look more like this. Now let's set the space here to 20. 35 is kind of too much. 20. And then last space here to 20, I think. This one is 17, so we can actually plus 3. 17 plus 3. That's 20. Huh? But the vibe that I want it to give us is not giving us again. It's not giving us the vibe again just because of the height. I like this vibe here, but this vibe here is too. I like it if it's like this. Maybe we can actually multiply this text. The design is just, as I told you, design is the work of inspiration. Let me go with red for now. Let me go with, we don't have another accent color supposed to be here. I can actually go with this one now. Yeah, let's go with this background color. This one like this. Let's just leave it for now. Maybe later I can just review it and see what we got. I'm going to replace this place with something. I don't like the way this plain. It's too just simple with that plain. It's too plain. Okay. And button, the one that we have here, let's just make the one that is white. The one that is white to be like this, and the one that has this color to be. And see the way I did that. This one does not have any color. Let's give it a black color like this. Okay. Now we have something as the background of this particular section. This is too simple. If you ask me, it's too simple. I'm coming. Let me even see. Maybe uh, this is how we design the real world. Let me not check it on white. Okay, let's just leave it like this. So this one is supporting this heading. Okay. What you want is have to see first is the heading. So this both of them have the same white color now. So let's make this one a bit gray like this. So that does not call for too much of attention. Okay. That's one like a trick. So again, this one should not be total black. Look a bit white like this. Okay. And then this one, of course, not supposed to be irregular. It's a bit bordered. Maybe like something like medium like this. Okay. So later I will change this icon to something else. Maybe I'll even play around with them. And I will see what we can use as a pattern. If I let me even do it now. The reason why I don't want to do it because I don't want to be using pen too that you may not know how to use for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a shape like this. So I draw a shape. You see what I did? This is the shape now. The rectangle. I draw it like this. And then I remove the fill and I add a stroke. You can see the way I just did it with shortcuts. And then let me just give it, yeah, one is okay. And I'm going to give it a corner radius like this. Okay. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to go to plugin. For this plugin, I'm going to select a plugin called Looper. Looper. So this Looper can make it to give us some interesting line over here. That's it. Let me just make it to be, let's go with 100 for now. I'm not even going to play around with any of these things. Just enter 100 and click create. Okay. See what you have here now. Okay. So it's not multiplying them, it's making them rounding like this. Yes, maybe you can use it as the kind of background here. Okay, it's in group. I'm going to change it to, and let's leave it in group. Let's just call it rectangular PG. I'm going to cut it and I'm going to enter this frame. I paste it here. So send it to the back and then the frame. I'm going to do this. Hopefully it makes sense. I feel like it's too zoom out. So let's do zoom in. Let's zoom it out. If you do zoom it out, sometimes it may make sense. But the thing is very scatter. Just to scatter. Sometimes this paper gives some interesting shape. Just zoom out again, something like this. I'm not satisfied with what that thing is giving me. But maybe let me see. What if it is echo? And this echo, let's make it up. I know we don't have time, but we still have to iterate a little bit. Iteration is what will make us to create a very good designer. See what this gives us. Is it because of 100? Maybe I can go for with maybe 200 or something like that. But let's see. Maybe this one will look. Look at the bracket. This one. I'll remove this one for now. Yeah, this one will have make sense in maybe the testimonial section. Okay. But the way it's looking now, I don't think let's give it a color first. Let's give it our red color. Okay. We're gonna just leave it like that for now. So let's move on to this place. I think this place too, I'm going to teach you some more stuff as far as plugin is concerned. So what we have here, all of this one are okay. And later we'll change the typography for style. So I make this one to be total black. Yeah, total black. Then I want to select all of this guy. I'll use a plugin called Content Reel now. Content Reel. So this content will enable us to just add like a dummy person to a shape. Okay. So let's go to image now. We want to go with male, we want to go to female, we want to go to combinations of them. You can go through them. You have many. Let me just use the combination of both of male and female now. Let's say apply. Let's see what we have here now. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Yeah. Here we can just make all of this be total white like this. Total white. Our primary background is not total white, right? We can actually change it to at any time we can change anything in our design. There's no any right or wrong way of doing things. When it comes to when you are designing, you want to iterate. You don't want to do something that will give us. Let's leave it for white for now. After everything, we simply, if you want to change it, we'll change it. So this name, I can actually replace it again with the same content field. You know, here we have Joshua Yusuf. Let's just say full name. Apply all. You can see now all of them have been changed. I'm going to make them like this. I think we can actually change this one too. Text. Job title. Yeah, that's a nice one. Okay. You can see that this content really is really good when you are doing this kind of stuff. You don't have to be tapping it save again and again and again. And it's giving you something that you live like the real stuff. Complaint. What you have actually is testimony. You have testimony here? I don't think so. This is not a Ibsen. Oh, not testimony. Let's keep on scrolling. Maybe you can see. I can't see anything here. Well, you can actually browse through it, but I don't want that to waste your time for now. So let's just leave this one for what it is. What we are going to do is just to add a stroke here, so that we can have it distinguished um from the background, and we can give it maybe a nice color. Yeah. This is not the code that we're using now. If you click on stroke, you see the code that we'll be using in our design. Yeah. Okay. Um, let me just go and select the color from this place. Okay. Now this one is stroke. I mistakenly used the stroke. If I want to strap this stroke with the fill, that's Shift and X. You can see now. And I want this stroke to be black. Now let's see maybe a primary color will work. Yeah, it's work, but it's too much. Let's start like this. It's okay. Okay. So all we can do is just go to copy, copy property, click on this, then right click, paste, paste property. Right? It's not even working now. Let's maybe we copy the right frame property. Okay, I think it's fine. Click on copy property, and when I wanted to paste it, I also click on copy property. So that's what problem. And we are past 7 now. Maybe we are going to go here. And our next class, that will be on Wednesday. Then we continue with this one here. Okay. So maybe from now to Wednesday, if I need to go and look through this thing and see maybe there's something that I need to even make more I need to give more life to, then I can do it. And of course, the user interface is very simple, okay? It's very simple. It's not that complicated, but then you can use this process to see how you yourself can create something meaningful. And if I should take this one all over again now, if I saw you, you'll be amazed because it will be totally different. But now I don't want you to be, I don't want us to wait the entire 2 hours on only Edo section. That was why I have to move. And most of these things is not coming from my head. It's not coming from the design that I've made before. I mean, this is I'm just making it now. So you can see. Yeah. You can see, but it's still neat because of the reason why it's neat is because of the color and then because of the spacing, everything is okay from our wireframe. So what I can do now is if I want to make it pop a bit, I can then go ahead and add accent color or add like secondary color that really complement this guy very well. Maybe I can play around with maybe some deep yellow or maybe light green that can complement them very well. So here now that we have in black now, not be using black again. Maybe if you use something like some green color, maybe it can make it pop a little bit. I can then check the one that actually work maybe later. Okay. But this is always up now and it's not really bad. So let's just stop here for the sake of people that want to do some other stuff. What is happening to Chroma? Are we still together? I'm the only one left on the design. So if you are watching the recording of this thing, or even if you are with me now, go ahead and polish your own wireframe. Okay. See what we have as the wireframe. See what we have now. See? And I did not want to change a lot of this thing because I don't want it to be totally different from the wireframe. But we are following the wireframe to some extent, and then it's not really bad, is it? We are still following it, and the design is still coming back. Is coming to life, small, 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 small. So from here now, you can actually go ahead and improve it. We can call this one. See, in designing, depends on the draft. You can call this one first draft or first inspiration, and then go on and make another one. In fact, you may design a very good design that you like yourself. When you say it to your client will be like, ah, to be honest, this design I don't like it too. But no problem. I'll give you more time. Go and design another one. So that's how it is sometimes. So that's where we are going to stop today. Okay. So in our next class, we'll finish it up, and then the next 2 classes we'll work on prototype. All right. Mr. Toby, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. So um, we are going to stop here for now. Then the next class we continue from here. I know myself, I will go through the design again and see what I can improve. And then I will give you maybe another version of, okay, based on what you have, I'll come with some more, some improvement that we can actually apply on it. Okay. But that's the process of designing. It's a process. you are going to iterate a lot. If you know anything about US is all about iteration. There's no any right or wrong step. When you are done with your um, brainstorming, you find a solution, and you feel like that solution will work for you. And as you are continuing, you then discover that this solution is not going to work. You are going to go back again to go and brainstorming to find another solution. So that's how it is. Augustine, are you there? All right. So this is going to be the end of today's class, and I'm going to stop the recording for now.
Okay, sir.
Oh, you're there.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time. In our next class, we are going to continue from here. Please to have a lovely evening. And I hope there's no any question. Do you have any question? Okay, that means there's no question. So bye guys. I'll see you later.